Hello everyone, it's your boy Rozzy here with another video. 3 words come to mind after this chapter: training arc hype. Something we haven't seen in a very long time. Ippo is still talking with Takamura. Even though he has all the techniques, he isn't a southpaw. Takamura tells him he has no imagination, and that when he uses the Dempsey roll, he is basically switch hitting already because your pivot leg is whichever leg it needs to be in order to generate power for the next punch. And even though you have to switch the leg you push in with, you just have to figure out what that feels like. At that moment, Ippo's evolution started, and the training begins. From everyday tasks like eating, building replicas, shadowboxing, dashes by the riverbank, tire work, working on the boat, and the old faithful monkey bars that were used all those years ago to develop the Dempsey roll. It was also a nice touch to put up the post to represent Mashiba's pivot leg, so we don't have a Garcia repeat, which inevitably led to his loss even though he was overwhelmingly more powerful. Now he will never have issues with southpaw boxers when he returns. A chapter to a new era. So the question is, what's next? Well, I might have an answer on that. Let's take their last part into consideration. Keep in mind the last time they sparred was chapter 764, which was 669 chapters ago. Ippo was preparing for Malcolm Ghetto that had an abnormally long reach, and Mashiba was shaking off the rust from his 6-month suspension after his match with Sawamura. Mashiba put on a headgear, which is very rare for him. This can be interpreted because he acknowledges Ippo's strength, and also that he wants Ippo to take this seriously. As if saying, give me all you got, because if he didn't put it on, he would have went easy on him. At this point, Mashiba's range increased because he uses more of the shoulder and extended wrist. I say this because of his discussion during the Takamura vs Bison match, so his reach is longer and sharper, a fitting weapon for the Grim Reaper, and a right uppercut that was developed because of his fight with Ippo. Ippo is very aware of both of these now. Last time Ippo wasn't prepared for a change in distance, but now, Ippo has improved those skills since he started his mitt work. Even his students said that he had started swiping their fists away, which is also how to gauge counters. So he would be ready to catch or parry for defense, if they were on target to hit him. In their first spar, Kamigawa yells, "Think about your own boxing," and charges in straight through the flickers and pushes in on him and loads up a left. Mashiba pulls in his arm to prevent a direct hit. Despite his defense, Ippo would still be able to hurt him. I think this would mirror what happened last time. He would be much faster and be able to push in, load up a left, and Mashiba will be able to pull in his punch since he has experience using the defense style against Juan Garcia, and Ippo will go for a left body blow. And despite blocking, he will understand how much stronger and faster he is compared to their last spar. But this time, his punch will be able to set up his next one. Mashiba responds with a chopping right, then swiftly retreats with a storm of flickers after Ippo pushes in again, all while dodging while swinging his head to avoid flickers. Ippo would be expecting for it this time and start weaving his body and head just like Marcus. This will fake out a Dempsey roll, and Mashiba will respond in retreating with flickers and pulling his arm to get back into a defensive position and realize he is trying to corner him against either the ropes or the corner. Then he would throw a left uppercut to his head or body, which Ippo would be prepared for and dodge to the left of Mashiba's uppercut, thinking Ippo was going for the body like he usually does because of his signature liver blow. He will defend his side, and instead Ippo will throw a hook to his head. Mashiba will get pissed off and unleash a storm of body punches and turn it into an infight, and Ippo would respond in kind, like he did against Volg. Ippo would parry counter a right and go in for his head, and then gazelle punch to the body to push him into the corner, and transition into the new Dempsey roll, but stop himself before causing damage to Mashiba, remembering what Sendo did before finishing Volg, ending the spar there. And keep in mind, he is doing this all while in the southpaw stance, and pushing in off his left foot, making the power from his left on par with his right, officially making him a switch hitter instead of an infighter. And as a side note, from their previous spar, Mashiba was talking to his coach and let him know that there was a large portion of the fight where he was unconscious. Mashiba realized that Ippo was weaker, and that he basically beat them during that spar. So even all the way back then, during Malcolm Ghetto fight, it was obvious that he was developing symptoms of being punch drunk. Many of his fights during the regional champion when he was climbing the world ranks, he became unconscious during the fights. A lot. Most of his fights, I would say that at some point he was unconscious during the fights, which are symptoms of a concussion and being punch drunk. But now, since he has had so much time off and be able to recover, he's going to be much, much stronger and be able to truly show Mashiba that he is not just a dumb boar anymore. If you got to the end of the video, I just wanted to say that I really appreciate you guys and all the support I've been getting. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I can't wait for this spar. Keep fighting on. Love you guys.